Hi, welcome everyone to another episode of Let's Talk Special Economic Zones. I'm your host, Ainsley Brown, and in today's episode, we're going to explore special economic zones as a sandbox. So, before we get started really into what a sandbox is, let's talk about special economic zones, free trade zones, free trade areas, whatever you want to designate it or call it. These are areas specifically designated by a government through some sort of legislation, and it's so designated as whatever the name may be, and special rules apply to it. Typically, different type of trade laws, different types of incentives applied to it. One incentive, for example, is which relates to trade, is no customs duties on anything imported into the zone, provided it remains in the zone. Another fiscal incentive could be corporate income tax, a reduction than the regular rate in the rest of the domestic economy. So, special economic zones have had a long history of being a sandbox, and sandbox by that, or I should say, to be more specific, a regulatory sandbox. That is to say, a area or a area of regulation that there's a little bit more flexibility associated with it. So it is designed to foster innovation without putting at risk the wider regulatory framework. So maybe in banking or insurance, the regulator may allow certain things to take place, but for a limited time or for within a limited scope, just to test it out to see what would or what could happen, and before making a decision whether or not to roll it out to the rest of the economy. This in essence is what zones are, and we have seen this executed very successfully throughout the years. For example, in Shannon, Ireland, right? The zone basically doesn't exist anymore because what they did was they recognized that the policies that they were using in the zone could work, and then they rolled them out to the rest of the Irish economy. So therefore, you don't really need the zone anymore. We have seen similar things happen in China, where they still have zones, but what they've done is they've used, conducted certain experiments, if you will, and to see if they can work without endangering the rest of the economy. That's what the zones are for, not just to attract foreign direct investment and grow jobs and exports and all of that, which are fine things to have and fantastic, but from a policy perspective, we need an area for experimentation, economic experimentation. In addition, in Dubai, you've seen that be successful as well. For example, one rule, if you were to invest in the UAE or in Dubai specifically, outside of the zone, you needed to have, I guess, I don't want to say escort, but you needed an Emirati partner to do that. And you could have 100% foreign ownership. In the zone, you could, but outside of the zone, you couldn't. And just recently, I think 2024 or 2023, Dubai eliminated that. So you can have 100% foreign ownership in some things, at least, in most things, outside of the zone, because they've seen that it's worked for many years very successfully inside the zone. Now it can be rolled out to the rest of the economy. So this is an important thing to note and see or understand zones as regulatory or policy incubators or sandboxes, if you will. I'm going to do a part 2 of this, which we're going to explore in much more detail how it could be done, and in many ways put in a sandbox inside the sandbox. So that's going to be an interesting discussion. But for now, if you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see me do a particular topic, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll get right back to you. Bye for now.